Hello everyone, hope you are well on this Tuesday afternoon. I was on my way home from work, just decided I would stop, do a quick video. The Florida Hurricane Ian, is now the deadliest storm in the state since 1935. So the deadliest storm to hit Florida since 1935, y'all. So they did have severe storms back in 1935. Anyway, talk about an SHTF situation. I was reading about this, and the hardest hit areas, they say, resemble a war zone. I believe it. I've seen some video footage, I've seen pictures, in that area, the southwest area, got hit so bad that they say the hardest hit was Lee County, and many areas are still underwater. A lot of flooding still. The death count is they over 100. They say it's about 105 right now. What a shame. But again, talk about personal SHTF, and it does look like a war zone from some of the footage I saw. And just think about that. I mean, even if you have insurance, your home is gone, all your belongings. I mean, and it just makes me think, the problems that I think I have on a daily basis right now or today are nothing. They're nothing compared to what these folks are going through. So let's keep them in prayer. I saw where it says that Amazon confirms reports that they are in a hiring freeze right now. Now, the hiring freeze for now is for their corporate roles in their retail business. But they're not the only ones that are freezing hiring. You're looking at Google, Apple, and Meta. They call Meta Facebook, of course. They're all saying that they're slowing or temporarily pausing hiring altogether. Back to the Amazon CEO said that they're trying to rein in costs, and they're experiencing slow growth in their core retail business, which, by the way, accounts for the lion's share of Amazon revenue. So this is a big red flag. This is very, very telling. In my opinion. I mean, if you think, these are huge names, huge outfits here that are putting a pause on hiring, and I think it's just the beginning. I think it's going to be a cascade of these things all throughout. You don't hear about them all like you hear about the big companies like this, but I would say, first of all, it makes me think, and my business is vocational, so first thing I think about is, if you're working, you need to stay alert. I don't care where you work. Well, dog, I'm in a recession-proof industry. Well, you still need to be alert anyway. But especially if you're in middle management, if you're in a coordinator position, or community coordinator, what I'm talking about. I mean, these positions that are somewhere in the middle, of the corporate structure, and you really need to be alert and do all you can to stay employed. And what I mean by that is be early, be on time, or be early. Do the things, do what you are being paid to do. Go above and beyond when you can. I'm not saying don't take your vacations and stress out. Keep your work-life balance. You must do that. You can't stress yourself out, but do the work. Do the work, and do the best job that you can, and do it completely. Do it to the fullest that you can. Okay, put in your 8 hours, or whatever your hours are scheduled to be. If you have any doubts of whether you're doing the right thing or if you're doing a good job, talk with your supervisor. just be open. And you say, well, dog, my supervisor is really hard to talk to, and I don't like my supervisor. Well, talk to them anyway. Request a one-on-one and get in front of them and have a frank conversation, and that you just want to make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're doing the best job that you can. And that's all you can do. So if you're not sure, ask. What am I doing? What can I improve on? We all can improve on things. So do all that you can to stay employed. Okay? Also, have a plan B. Have a plan C in case you do lose that job. In case your partner or your spouse or roommate loses a job. That's a loss of income. What's your plan B? What's your plan C? Please be thinking about that. Okay? Also saw where a big-time stock market strategist, his name is Keith McCullough, says that this recession that we are in, he says the coming recession is going to be the biggest ever, and that he recommends prayer. Yeah, that's telling. He said that the damage is done already. That he's talking about the Fed here. The damage is done. They're too late. Just like it was impossible for them to stop inflation, it's going to be impossible for them to stop this recession. That makes you pause and listen for sure. I agree. I think we're already in a recession and in danger of becoming a depression if we're not already getting there. So be careful. Be careful in your purchases and your money management. I know I've said this before. Do what you can to pay down debt, but from a realistic standpoint, from a real person standpoint, and I hear a lot of channels say, well, get rid of your debt. Get rid of your debt. Well, okay, that would be really nice if I could just wave this magic wand or whatever and just make it disappear magically. That's not going to happen. I mean, everybody's situation is different, of course, but most of us folks can't just do that, depending on what you've done, but we can't just instantly make it disappear if you have payments and things like that. You do the best you can and work on it bit by bit and knock off the debt the best you can, of course. But you can also see where you can save as well, shop insurance. What can you knock off that you don't absolutely need, that's in your budget? Make a budget, list everything that you spend money on, put down your income, and live within those means. Okay? Cut out the unnecessary spending, where you can. Of course, keep preparing as you can, as you're able, of course. I have a verse. This passage is from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. Says, but he said to me, and the Lord said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest in me. So don't think that you have to, we're human. We're far from perfect. We're not like Jesus. So we are going to make mistakes. We are flawed. We are very flawed. We live in a broken world. Things are going to be jacked up. It's just the way it is. But we know that Christ has us, and that his grace is there. His grace is for anyone. All you have to do is accept it and accept Jesus as your Savior. Pray. That's what we need to just keep doing, and follow Jesus. Share your thoughts on that, but hope that brings some comfort. Let's be safe out there. Let's be aware. God bless you. I will see you soon.